This is George. First of all, I would and I need to say a big, big thank you for all that you've done. I do give a very heartfelt thank you. I was inducted into the United States Army February the 12th, 1958. And then after 8 weeks of basic training, they say learning to live the life of a soldier, and then attending another 8 weeks of school, and my school was wheel vehicle mechanic school. I then received the orders to serve a 13-month tour of duty in South Korea. The next day, I was flown in a vintage airplane, an old DC-3, to Fort Lewis, Washington, where I was to wait 2 weeks to board ship. After boarding the ship, named the O'Hara, we sailed to Adak, Alaska, where we spent one cold and foggy day. From Adak, we traveled to Yokohama, Japan, spent one day there, then continued on to Incheon, Korea. From Incheon, a group of us, after leaving the ship and getting on land, we were taken by truck to assigned duty stations. And I really didn't know where I was going to be assigned until the truck took me and told me I was to be stationed at the 570th Ordnance Company Direct Automotive Support that was located near Seoul, of course, South Korea. I believe that it was now about the month of May. I can't remember that for sure, but I think that's close. And after only a few days at the 570th, I met this GI through his and my interest in model airplanes. Very soon, he and I became buddies. He was from California and had only 2 months remaining in his tour of duty before rotating back to the United States. My newfound buddy had a Korean friend that he would introduce me to. Her name was Marie. It seemed that all the Korean girls that had GI boyfriends had an American name. I never did find out how they arrived at the name they had, whether they picked the name or whether they were assigned a name at a short school that was most of them attended, that was put together by the Korean government and the U.S. Armed Forces. They just simply learned how to use our eating utensils like a fork and a spoon, and they learned a few words so they could communicate with the GIs. But just thinking back, Marie was always near, and she was always near as he and I enjoy flying our model airplanes. And she was always in the evening at the NCO club during the evenings. Marie was also very friendly. She was a kind person, and conversation always came easy between her and I. I suppose she would recognize that I was a little bit on the shy side. But anyway, the 570th was in reality sort of a fenced-in area. I don't know, maybe, thinking about it, I don't know, maybe 15 acres or so. And this was located in what was like a valley. It was surrounded on 3 sides mountains, and the Han River was plainly visible on the one open side. I really can't remember which was north and south and that now. It's just been so long till I'm confused there, but we could look toward the Han River, and there was a railroad track, and I remember the old train with cars running daily on that railroad. Our compound had a South Korean village built around the three sides. And of course, we were not unusual in that respect. Almost all U.S. military camp towns have a village, a Korean village, built near or around it. So we had a narrow trail that separated the village from our 570th fence in most locations. Extreme poverty was everywhere. Poor sanitation was everywhere. And the smell of human waste that was used to grow farm crops was very extreme. Would you believe, after being in South Korea a few months, the smell became no problem. Although still there, it was like the stench had gone away. I suppose that by now it was to us just like it should be there. But the Korean people were, it still saddens me after all these years to think back. To think back at some of the things that I actually saw. The poor Korean people were living in any shelter that they could make up or that they could find. And it was just unimaginable. I have seen shelters made from cardboard boxes that had originally came from the mess halls from the U.S. military. And they would be mud piled up around them to make them hold up under, some wind and some rain. If you were one of the lucky ones, one of the luckier Koreans, you had one light bulb, and that was turned off at 10 p.m. There was no plumbing whatsoever, no running water. One large pipe was buried in the ground for an outdoor bathroom, and it was shared by many. Of course, there were no cars and no gasoline, only taxis and buses that were made from U.S. military parts, from old discarded U.S. military vehicles. During this time period in Korean history, only 5 years after the Korean War, where I was located, there were almost no buildings left standing. And what buildings they were heavily damaged. They were covered with what was large bullet holes. They had no roofs and walls. All of that was missing. There were very few trees even, and the land was covered with large shell holes. But the saddest part of all this was the Korean people struggling to survive. All Korean people did go, and this is just extraordinary as I think about it. The Korean people that we would see and walk by, they would go to great lengths to show their appreciation to the American GI. And we had Korean soldiers, we called, I think the initials spelled Katusa, they were also so good to work with. They were just good people and hard workers, and we could ask them to do anything, and they would help us in any way they could. And the Korean people, it was so, you know, I once said before that Marie taught me that Korean song, and I would sing that as I walked to her room up that hill out the back gate of the 570th, and the children would laugh and the adults would laugh and smile. So I know my Korean wasn't really good, but anyway, they were so kind to me, you know, and I saw them every day. They were like friends also. One evening, a 570th GI came to me and said, "Breen, your moose wants to see you outside." And it seems, for some reason, that the Korean girls were girlfriends to the GIs were, and I'm going to say affectionately, called moose by the GIs. And I'm not sure about this, but I'm told that the word moose came from the Japanese word musume. Not sure about this, but you might know something more about that than I do. What the meaning of this word, like I say, I really don't know. With 2 months in Korea, I made me figure out what this GI was telling me. Then I thought, this must be Marie outside. Sure, I was now trembling as I headed for the door of the barracks on a little bit shaky knees. Will never forget the smile I was welcomed with and Marie's pretty face that said both hello and welcome. The first words that Marie said, Breen, and she pronounced Breen like Bowling, and she did that for the whole time I was there, and I never really tried to correct her. Her brother and sister did the same. She would pronounce it Bowling, like it was spelled Bolleen. Yeah, that was her way of pronouncing Breen. She asked me, she said, Bowling, would you like to go out with me tonight? And that I quoted her. Marie and I spent our first, I'm going to call it a date. We actually just walked over to the 570th NCO Club, and we talked and listened to the old 570th jukebox and drank soft drinks. Neither Marie or I, neither one drank a lot of alcohol while I was there. So, but she, you know, even though that was my first evening with her, and I was nervous naturally, she knew how to talk to me and bring out conversation that I didn't even know I could talk. So anyway, she was just a wonderful person for a personality such as me to be around. But little did I know, being with Marie, this special evening would change my life forever. So, excuse me just 1 minute, okay? I'm sorry. It seems that Marie had a room a short distance inside the village. Our second night together, I spent the night with her there in this room. starting with her and I being together that first night, did not start a movie-style love affair. I went to her room with her as this first time as a GI, going out and spending most of the evening with a Korean girl. But from that night on, I would sleep in this simple room. If I did not have duty, all the nights that remained in the 10 months that I had left in my tour of duty in Korea. I don't think I knew what was happening at that time. But now, I've realized it was Marie and I building a love. I was falling in love with Marie. Marie had a way of bringing out the things I liked about myself. She never thought only of herself. Each morning when I awoke, our love would be a little strong. And now, after a few months, I had earned Marie's trust, and she was now in love with me. I will never forget, after getting dressed or putting my boots on, I would walk slowly and softly back to the bed and give Marie a very soft, small kiss on her cheek. Every morning, a very faint smile would always appear. The day, every day, was already beautiful. There were no off-base clubs and no stores to shop. We, as GIs, to eat anything off our compound or drink anything away from our compound. There was just too many diseases, and the military was very strict with this. Entertainment for Marie and I was a movie at the 570th NCO Club on Sunday evening and bingo on Wednesday night. All our love, we both were forever aware that the day would come when we were forced to say goodbye. And that felt constant. Knowing and loving Marie and accepting her love would be in my life forever. Even though, for me, I didn't fully understand the man that I really wished to be. Marie was so patient with me. Marie was so loving and teaching with me. And even though she knew she might not always be there, she did so lovingly make me into the man I always had wished to be. And I didn't even know what kind of man I really wanted. And with that, I'm going to close by saying, I love you.